Hey, what's going on, you guys? Yes, this review is about Atlanta. I haven't brought you all Atlanta Housewives in a minute, but your girl is back. So don't judge me. I just been working hard. So I'm just gonna get in a review. This review is about Barcelona. We all know that Cynthia had planned this trip or whatever. This episode was really, really good to me. Well, let's start off with first of all, they got picked up in a Benz SUV for the vacation and everything. And it was kind of like very nice, very plush. Love the seats and everything. And it seemed like all the women were getting along just great. The women that wasn't on board, well, didn't come on the trip was not Candy. What's that child name? Oh, Kenya. Not child. She's a grown woman. Kenya and also Kim. They didn't show up. Well, we knew Kim wasn't gonna show up because if Croy can't come along, there's a problem. But it's like Croy needs to tend to them kids, okay? So it's like Kim always feel like she can't leave nowhere without Croy, okay? Which is interesting to me. But that's their unit and whatever. So Marlo decides that she want to give an etiquette class to Kandi. Kandi was like, "No, I don't need one. Like out of all people, you trying to give an etiquette class to teach me anything?" Like Kandi was like, "Whatever." She was over Marlo. Kim and Kenya, like I say, they couldn't make it. We know. NeNe telling them that Kim got every illness in the book in the world or whatever. She have thyroid problems. She got cancer. She got all these different things that's going on with her, but it's like nothing ever pans out. And she was like, at the moment that she's going there, like she should be, I guess, not in bad shape, but she's able to walk and talk and all this other stuff, which we all know. But we all know that Kim has been a liar. Bravo has proven it tonight, like on the previous reunion, that when she was trying to say that that's why she was wearing the wigs, which NeNe was telling them everything, which I get. NeNe, see, the thing, I'm gonna get to that, but it did show in the past that she did say, "Oh, well, that's why she was wearing the wigs and everything," and and it was like, "So you got cancer?" She was like, "Oh no, I don't have it." And he looking like, "What?" So we all know that Kim is a liar, but it appears that Sheree is acting like she don't know Kim is a liar and all this other stuff. But remember, she was shifting her wig about some lies or something that was going on with them. But I shall digress on that. So let's move it along. Um, NeNe. Okay, so yeah, that's that. Like I say, NeNe felt like that she can't leave without Croy or whatever. It's like, every time we saw on Bravo, like they kept showing the tapes of every time it's time for Kim to do a scene, her little quick 15 minutes with the girls or whatever. It's like Croy dropping her off or anything like that. And then he was like, "Love you, mom." I was like, "Oh, Kim's son has a divorce." Didn't know that was Croy. Should have known because it did sound like a grown man. But and it's like Kim don't. I feel like Kim really doesn't want to be a part of the show. That's why she separates. That's why she always have Cora to be waiting outside for her, while she's taping with the girls for 15, 20 minutes or whatever. However long she's taping, it's not that long because he's sitting in the car with the kids. So however he does it. But it's to me, it's shady. I don't know if Bravo wanted her back on here because it's the 10 year. But after this season, I hope she never appears again. I don't really care for her. And I think I've said that quite some time, and I'm going to get to that why I don't. Okay, so another thing is that NeNe, after they get to wherever they waiting, I guess, having this reception or some, not reception, but they was having like their little hors d'oeuvres and everything else. And, the women were taking their pictures and stuff, and I just have to say that Eva, oh my gosh, she's so darling. Eva Marcille, I'm so glad that she's part of the show. And she's slaying. It's like she doesn't even, it's like effortlessly. You know how somebody's just like, it seems like they wake up like this. It seemed like Eva just wakes up like that. So, the women taking their pictures, they enjoying it. But this what gets me. Okay, so NeNe, Kandi drops it on everybody that she have an announcement. NeNe will be joining her on the tour, doing her comedy and everything, and I really like that. I mean, who can't need friends like Candy Burris? Somebody that's gonna help you. Not to say that NeNe needs the help, but to have that type of asset to somebody with that kind of pull, like, girl, you can get on my tour with me. Come on, let's roll. Like, please, like, that's really cool to do. And I'm glad that they're in a good place. It just seemed like they on good terms and everything, and there's no ill will feelings between them and everything else. But we all know that that was like a short lived thing, because NeNe said something to somebody. I guess I don't know if it was on the tour or was it her own tour. And it was just like a little messy. So I think that's why Escape had, pulled the plug on her. But we all know that, this taping is long before that, okay? So we just seeing the background of it. We just living it out. So, yeah. What else I put on here? Bear with me. Shamia. That's what I want to get to. Shamia, I used to like Shamia. Let me tell you something. Shamia shows that she doesn't have a budget for her look. Okay, these women, they are very polished. And one thing I always give kudos to those women is that every time they money grow, they glam grow. Okay? They step it up every notch. Okay, when we look back over when NeNe was looking like, okay, like they always say, like, okay, you could tell she was with the drugstore products. She's with, the Avon. And don't get me wrong, like, I love drugstore products. Well, I don't want to say I love them, but that's my budget at times when I can't afford to get my high-end stuff, and which is like MAC, who am I fooling? Okay, so I'm just saying, and I'm trying to get better, but I ain't got the money that they got, but I still try to push through, okay, with something so I can appreciate that. It's nothing like seeing people who actually put their money to use, okay? You supposed to look better, feel better, all these things, and I appreciate that. Just Shamia, it's like Shamia is looking very crusty like to me on this taping, and I was so mad because I'm like, even if she doesn't have the budget that they have or whatever, I feel like still step it up. Like, you trying to hide behind the shades, and you have this black and white, I guess, like fur thing, wraparound thing, which I thought was cute, but then it was like it wasn't cute when you was trying to be messy over there, trying to ask Eva about, her relationship with her husband. I mean, with her boyfriend, and everything else. And Eva was open to it, and then she was like, from what I read from the blogs, I mean, do you like? I mean, does he know about you and the girls? You liking girls? And I'm just looking with disgust. Like, Shamia, really? Really, Shamia? And it's like you trying to read the beauty across from you. And Eva handled her and told her no, everything else. And then they show Eva in the confessions. Okay, Eva is in the confessions. Do you hear me? Marlo, I don't think have ever been in the confessions. So that is something really major for the housewives to see. Okay, is she getting the peach? I love Eva. I'm not trying to be biased or nothing like that, but I just love how she handled herself. This is not her first run of reality. We know her from America Next Top Model, and I think that was the last time I actually really was like rooting and into the show because Eva was on there. Okay, she's always been my day one. But at the same time, it doesn't look good. Sorry, y'all seeing that tag. But anyways, it doesn't look good that Shamia is trying to be messy. And I'm thinking like, okay, maybe Shamia is trying to work her way to gain a peach. But it's like, girl, get your look together before you come for anybody on the Housewives. And it's not looking good for her. It's just, first it was Kenya, which I understood. But now you trying to come for Eva. Like, girl, she just got here. Like, give her a rest. So that's how I feel about that. Yeah, bring it up. Did she date Missy Elliott? And if she did, I mean, come on now. Like, that's none of your business what you read from the blog. That's what irks me, because it's like, you really went there talking about what you read through the blog. Like, Shamia, no. Ugh. She just been a disappointment to me lately. Just really have been. Um, then she was trying to fix it, talking about, oh, well, you're such a beautiful girl, and like men and women adore her in so many words. She was trying to patronize her, but it was like, girl, you was on the message tip. Like, you should have did that before you went in and asked all this other stuff. That's how you supposed to do it. You supposed to say, oh, girl, you know what? I think you're a beautiful girl and stuff. But you know what? I did hear this. That's how you supposed to do it, Shamil. Get it together, please. I know I'm going in on her, but she was a disappointment on this episode. And let me just say they got into the Cynthia, Eva and Cynthia, had their little dispute of what happened with Will and everything. And like Eva was trying to tell her she wasn't trying to come from a mean place and everything. Portia and Cynthia ended up getting into it, and then Cynthia was trying to bring in the rape allegations of what happened between her and also what's her name? Kandi. But like Portia was like, let me get you all the way together. Like, no, don't bring that into it. And yeah, she have said things about Peter in the past. So Cynthia was like, well, is it to believe? Because who are you going by? Whatever you said, this or that. It was like she was being defensive about Will. But it's like everybody is saying all of these things about Will. And it's like, like NeNe said, he's slick Willie. You just got to keep I want to say your mind open and your ears closed, if that means anything. Don't shut down on the information that they telling you, because if more than one person telling you it's a duck and it's quacking, man, it may just be a duck. Okay, quack quack. So yeah, and then they go around. They went to go look at these. I guess they was going to the church. It was a beautiful church that they was working on and all this other stuff. I don't know if they was remodeling. I don't know what was going on, but I know they were still working on the church. Beautiful, beautiful church. But they couldn't get in. They came that far. So Shamir decided she wanted to do a praise dance. Okay. And then he was like, okay, they say she a professional dancer and everything, but from where I used to work, she couldn't work there. That was funny because we all know that NeNe is an ex-stripper. Okay. So that was interesting. And it was like, Shamir, nobody is here for that. Like, I really wasn't. It was just like, girl, just stop the shenanigans. Um, yeah, that was okay. So they go back to the villa. And so with the villa, and none of the women liked the villa. Like they said, they grown women. It would have been cute. And you know what? On the cool, it was giving me America Next Top Model feel. Like, okay, that's cute with the lips and all this other stuff, for the couch and everything. These are grown women, okay? And I understand because I feel like I'm grown too. Like, I'm not no 21-year-old spring chicken like, oh, okay, this is cute and fuzzy. Like, no, give me some real grown woman stuff. So it's like when you are getting used to having things nice and elevating, you're not trying to go back to the crowd. And I'm not trying to call the places crowd, but the room seemed like that they were decent and everything else. And Cynthia was like, well, it did not look like that I guess when online, when she really looked. But I don't know if she looked at the reviews or not on it. It wasn't bad, but when Bravo was taking the time to really show all the upscale other places, it's like, oh yeah, that's far beyond, that's not even on that level. It was giving me more of a 3 star, 3.5. I don't know if that's the best in Spain or not, but I just felt like she should have did more homework on that. That's just my take on that. Um, of course, they up here fighting over the rooms, and Kandi usually get the big room or whatever. And they was making a scene about that. And a couple of people were upset, including NeNe, saying that she wasn't upset about it. But clearly, we all know that she was. And she was trying to get Cynthia to be on the bandwagon with her, which Cynthia was trying to be a great sport. And like, okay, well, we're going to talk to the women. She was like, well, the mature women. And I'm like, mature? Like, really, NeNe? Like, that sound like you be watching some. Because that's what they call people on them sites, okay? I don't want to say because I don't want to get my channel flagged for that. But things where adults go to look at entertainment, okay? So I was like, NeNe, what you be watching? But she was like, the mature women, be on the upper level, and the middle-aged women should be in the middle level or whatever. We all know Kandi wasn't going for that. And, Marlo was like, Kandi is, she just spoiled like that or whatever. So, NeNe had a meeting with all the women and everything else and tried to explain to them what was going on and how they think that they need to rearrange their rooms. And she kept flapping that fan, which was so funny. So Candy was like, I'm not buying it. Like, no, your trick's not working over here. And she was just standing up for herself. And I think that that's a problem where they clash at, because NeNe, I understand what Portia and the rest of the women are saying. Like, NeNe feel like that it's a part of like bow down, submissive or whatever. But it's like Candy is a boss and been a boss for a very long time. And I think that's why they have always clashed, because it's like she's her own person. She speaks her mind. She's a very strong woman. And in business, you have to be like that. And I could see like when she's like, no, I want it this way. No, So it's like Candy didn't just get there just by letting people run over her. If you notice that even in business, even like with some celebrities or whatever, like singers or whatever, people who don't take control and let other people dictate, then it's like, they just run over you like a stampede. But if you stand for something and everything and put your foot down, it looks negative, but at the end of the day, you get what you want. And Candy wasn't bound down, and she wanted that wrong. Like, she was like, she's standing there wrong. She's not changing. So Marlo was trying to be messy and was like telling NeNe, okay, so what are you gonna do? Because it looks like she not you gonna let Candy punk you. And it's like, really, Marlo? So Candy was like, it's not even like that, whatever. It's not like that, but I'm not changing. So I get that. And I was like, at first I was like, well, if those are the rules that the hostess is supposed to get the room, why don't y'all set that? Because it seemed like that y'all never do. Y'all just always just be on something else. And I know with me, if I know I'm host, I'm going to let you know, I want this room. This room has already been reserved. Better yet, let me tell you something, what I would have done. I would have told the people, put names on the room. This my room. Let them figure out wherever they're going to sleep. But this is where I'm sleeping. And it's already set. But they never think to do that. But I think in the future, that's what they should. So they don't run into this. If it's so much of a hassle. Okay. And another thing that it tripped me out was that Sheree and them, they just couldn't wait to get in the room so they can call Kim. Which it doesn't look good. And I'm going to tell you why. Sheree, we all know. And it took me a minute to get back to liking Sheree. Because for a long time, I stopped liking Sheree because of this. Because I can't stand somebody that's always running and telling stuff. But I get it. That's what she's on the show for. She is the little birdie. She serves the tea. She's the server. That's what she does. And I just have to get over that part with Sheree. But Sheree, it's like, she's staying clear on what she say. But she's that reporter gonna tell her friend everything. And my thing is, why are you so loyal to Kim? She telling Kim everything that NeNe said, which it puzzles me, because it's like, Sheree, quit trying to act like you new to the show, because you're not new to the show. I always give you credit of being a beautiful woman, but it's like, Sheree, like when you with this Kim duo, I don't know if Kim needs somebody to tape with her or whatever, but I don't like it. It just looks dirty. It just really, really look dirty. And then you wonder why you and NeNe ain't on good terms at times. Okay, this is why. So she telling Kim everything. Portia was like, well, I don't want to come from a messy place. And they talking now said, she was like, well, I'm sorry for if all these things, that sickness happened to you and this and that, yada, yada, yada. But, and she's like, what about you having cancer, being a cancer survivor? Then she like, oh no, I'm not a cancer survivor. And let me tell you something. What Kim is giving me is that in front of her husband, she's one way. But let's not forget, Bravo have you trying to act like that you had cancer, ma'am, until Andy had to get it out of you. And you was like, oh no, but I don't have it. So it's like, what do you have? And she give me the type who always, I don't know if this hypochondriac or something, always acting like they got some or whatever, or always going to the doctor or whatever. She just give me that one of those types, or she just being a fraud. That's who she is. The true person that really know her and that was her true friend is NeNe. It's like, listen to NeNe. Y'all trying to act like NeNe coming from a mean girl place, but she's really not. She's telling you how this lady is. But you guys still feel like, because y'all feel some type of way with NeNe, especially like with Portia and everything, that, y'all need some allies. And Kim is that ally, but it's like she's not that ally to be trusted. I don't trust her ever since. It's like people who try to act like they're your friend, but they really not until they get something better, a better opportunity. And it's like you really see where they come from and everything else. And I don't know if it's the influence of Croy, but it's like anybody that really don't have a relationship and trash out their own parents, which Kim Zolciak did or whatever. It's like she has this new identity with her husband, and it's just them and their little clan, their little world. And to me, it's like pay attention. Pay attention. She's a fraud woman. She don't pay people. I remember when she wasn't paying Derek for the wigs, and I don't know if Lawrence ever did her hair. Sean, the lady who was doing her style, she probably still styled for her. But from what it was said, that it's times that she haven't paid her. And let's not forget, she didn't even really want to give Kandi, her real true cut on Tardy for the Party. Come on, the ring didn't mean a thing or whatever she was singing. But it's just like she's just a fraud all over. And it's like, I wish people wake up. I'm just saying, like, if I was a cast member of the show, I would look at it from like, oh yeah, I remember this about Kim, or I remember that. It's like they don't remember that this lady was like that. She's like that. Oh my God. But anyways, I stayed too long on Kim, but I told y'all how I really felt. And I'm not coming from a mean place. It's just that when you see people for who they are, believe it. Please believe it. And with NeNe, I know NeNe could be something else at times. And I'm just like that with my friends. When I see something, they be like, oh, Jay, no, don't be like that. I be like, no, pay attention. And then months down the road, then I be like, now, did I tell you why not to trust this person? Did I not? Because sometimes you could just see it. It's just evident. You ain't even have to have spirit of discernment. Some things is just out there for you to see visually. Okay? And she's just one of those people that I truly see. And it's like, just take heed from what NeNe's telling you. They were really good friends. And I just feel like that. Sheree, if y'all was really good friends, push, I feel like if you and Kim was really good friends, I want to see how many times have y'all hung out after this happened. Because y'all just friends for the show. Hello, somebody. So, that's that. Another thing is, Portia needs to stop. She was reading her lines and everything, had her shades on. Shamil was like, why you had those shades on? She like, girl, because my eyes infected. And she was like, let me see. She gonna say, you see? Like, no, Portia, you got bug eyes. Beautiful almond bug eyes. Open them eyes so we can see. Girl, just say you gonna be with the shade because they're gonna throw plenty of shade and you trying to block it off, okay? So, yeah. But, yeah, she getting ready for Tuka play that game or something like that play. And I guess Shamel was helping her go over those roles and all this other stuff. So let's get to dinner. They have dinner. This dinner, Marlo decided that she would have a tiara and a blonde wig. Okay, specifically for Kim being the honoree because she wasn't able to make it. So that was so shady. Which it was fun and games. Marlo is good for that. So it gets interesting for me is when the elders was brought up again. And I'm thinking that Shamir, because NeNe was like, well, who's going to pray and all this other stuff. And Shamir was like, I think it was Shamir that say the elders or whatever. So NeNe had to read her, no, we're not going to do this. You're not going to do it with this. And it's like, Shamir, hush. You don't have a peach. This personality that you're trying to come off as, trying to be a little kiki, mid-silly, it's not looking good for you. You're not even a polished one yet to be sitting over there doing all of that. And I'm not going to lie. I really was rooting for Shamil because with her makeup, when she is looking polished, she looks like a beautiful girl. But it's like with these little regular looks, she not cute. And you're not cute to be throwing shade. You need to always be flawless if you're going to throw shade because people look for the flaws like I do, especially when you're throwing mean shade. Like, I'm not feeling that part. These little jabs. And I want to say I get it because you're trying to get on the show. But I say that if that's really who you are, then I guess, but you have in the past showed that you was a sweet, kind girl. I feel like if you have more going on besides being Portia's best friend, maybe you can earn a peach. But trying to like do these little jabs, like I'm not for it. So, and anyways, I hope Eva get the peach anyways. So yeah, then they Kim end up sending this text to all of the women, letting them know about NeNe and her home having those roaches. Okay, so when you see the roaches, first of all, Eva was like, "That's a big bathroom." My thing is that those roaches are clearly not outside roaches. Okay, those are roaches that actually are from the outside. And I'm like this. Were they really at NeNe's house, or did Brielle or what, or Kim now, did they bring the roaches there with them? They just not to be trusted. It kind of make you wonder. I already know those big roaches. Those are flying outside roaches. Okay, people call them water bugs or whatever. And usually they have wings. They live in trees and wooded area. Okay, if you're from the south, you know that. That's what happens. They're not inside. Little, like little roaches are inside roaches. Big roaches, they live outside. Just plain and simple. And it was like really upsetting me because it's like you trying to show that. And it's like, why were y'all holding it? Why were you Snapchatting, Lord have mercy, Snapchatting in this lady house or whatever? And then it's like, did y'all let NeNe know that the roach is there? It's like, to me, it's so shady. And I'm just wondering, did they bring it there? You know what I'm saying? Because some people would do anything to try to sabotage. Kim want to say NeNe car is a rental. NeNe's had that car for over extended time. It's clearly not a rental. That's her car. She just a mean person. She's a hateful person. And I feel like because she's not winning, she don't want nobody else to win. If you a step ahead of her. And the thing is, like, when she came to Kandi house, she said her little stuff, trying to say Kandi live in the hood. Okay, well, from what I was told, the mayor lives in this neighborhood with Kandi or whatever. Some real prominent people live in Kandi. You can look at Kandi house until that's not in the hood. I mean, and baby, Kim don't have no guest house like Candace. Okay? It's just like, to me, she's just a twisted, evil person. I don't trust her. I don't. She's a fraud. And I'm just going to keep it like that. Like, and you probably said things about Sheree, but you probably said it to Croy, but you need an ally, so you're not going to say anything, I gotta say, they need to watch themselves with Kim. I don't trust her, like I say. Um, and then she want to get on the candy cap. Of course, Greg is older than NeNe, and like NeNe say, it's her husband to have a handicap. It's like you reaching. Stop trying to reach for something. Stop being hateful. You shouldn't even want to be like that. You a mother of what, 18? I don't know how many kids she got. But anyways, so it's just like, stop being hateful like that. It's not a good look. So, okay, like my next thing that NeNe was going off. We could tell that Auntie NeNe had a few drinks and she was letting in and calling them bees and like, let me tell you something. My house is clean. My house is clean. Her furniture is new furniture with labels and tags and all. She was letting them know. Then she went in and she was like, oh, Marlo was like, and she was like, can none of these bees have pools and everything else? Well, Kandi got a pool. So clearly she wasn't talking about Kandi. I don't know if Sheree got a pool, but I know Kandi got one. So she was like, Marlo was like, well, I got a community pool. And I just love Marlo for that, because it's like, child, I'm in my own element. I like my designer stuff. And, I do me and I keep it pushing. So that was hella funny to me. But overall, this was a good trip so far. I just want Cynthia to find a better man for her, date, and feel free, instead of trying to bind down to a relationship. And, just pump your brakes, and I think her friends, Cynthia is naturally a sweetheart. And I just hope that she will find a guy that is genuine just like her. And not with the games, because clearly, like NeNe say, Slick Willie. Ugh. And we all thought Will was nice looking and everything, but you know what? You start looking kind of bad when you're not being honest. You know how you start looking at people's flaws like, okay, well, you're not appealing as I thought you were, because you're a liar and you're a deceiver, okay? But other than that, I have kept y'all for quite some time, and I'ma just talk to y'all later. And I do want to hear from y'all, so holla at your girl. Until then, peace.